I have a download coming through right now as somebody who is always being authentically them, right? As someone who is vulnerable, as someone who is not necessarily an open book, but I have integrity, right? I walk with integrity. It's a part of my core values, and I have respect, I have devotion. The power of vulnerability is so important. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. You cannot embody authenticity. You cannot be authentically yourself if you are not being vulnerable, right? Vulnerability is your superpower. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times people run from vulnerability because they are looking for people to justify and validate why the things happen for them, why certain things happen for them. But let me give you an example because I don't want to be biased. But let's say someone was vulnerable to one and they used their vulnerabilities against them, right? That shit would hurt. Absolutely. But here's the thing, if you know your truth and you've done the work to know and receive the confirmation on why certain things happen for you and not to you, what somebody says and how they feel and them trying to project and manipulate you, you know, and make you feel bad for the things that you were vulnerable about or the things that have helped you happen for you so that you can, you know, alchemize it and become better along your journey. That has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. And when you know, are walking in your truth, when you do the shadow work, when you do the healing and you know, you experience these certain things that make you question your worth, what somebody else thinks about you, what somebody else is projecting on you cannot phase you, it cannot harm you because it's like, you know why that happened for you. You know what I'm saying? You've already accepted that. You've already healed from that. So it's like, be vulnerable, right? Everybody got a story. It's nobody's, you know, room to judge not another person on this earth. Like we gotta become more vulnerable. We got to become more vulnerable. You know, that's what we are missing. The world is so insensitive and everybody's in fear. It's all this fear that's being projected, and it's just like, fear is not real. Everybody is going through similar things, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing that's going over people's heads, that people think that they shit don't stink. People think that they are perfect, and it's just like, that is not real. That's not real, man. It's not real. So it's like, if you know that you are a real individual, if you know that you are authentic, if you are trying to become more authentic, face, you know, that lower self, be more vulnerable. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the people that you are trying to get to know, right? I'm gonna be honest. I'm always honest, right? Because it's like, I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not in fear about anything. So it's just like, how someone perceives me, they gonna perceive me regardless. You know what I'm saying? But people who are real, they respect people who are real way more, especially when you real off the bat, right? Because these, like, bro, these are masks, these are characters. So it's just like, when you drop all this shit, you feel, and you introduce somebody, you know, to your spirit, you introduce somebody to who you are internally, that's gonna always hold more weight. It's gonna always hold more value. But the power of vulnerability is so important, right? It's so relevant, especially now, right? Everybody want to scream peace, peace, peace. In order to experience peace, you got to be authentic. In order to be authentic, you got to be vulnerable. So it's just like, it's levels to this shit, bro. It's levels to this shit. And shout out to everybody that's doing the work. Because it's just like, you know, get out of that. It's just fear mongering. It's just fear mongering, man. Like, be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, your story is to be heard, right? The things that, let me tell you, the things that happen for us, especially the most traumatic things, are most likely in alignment with our purpose. We most likely went through it to give us the wisdom and the skills, you know, and the characteristics to embody and embrace our calling. It normally equates to that. So it's just like, if we don't go through certain things, how are we going to have the skills and the wisdom and the discipline, you know what I'm saying, to push through, to pass it on to our generations, to pass it on to our friends and family? Like, yeah. I'm just gonna stop here. The power of vulnerability is everything. Be on that.